Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Back at you with a new video. Today is Friday, August 8th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in roughly a few minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into these starting lineups. Happy Friday, everyone. And on the left, Tampa Bay stud, Mr. Josh Lowe. And on the right, it is Gino Eugenio Suarez. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Tampa Bay Rays. Leading off for the Rays, DHing Chandler Simpson. Batting second, playing first base, Brandon Lowe. Batting third, playing third base, Junior Caminero. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, right fielder, Josh Lowe. Batting fifth, making his debut, center fielder, Tristan Peters.
Like you know to check the neighbors
Batting
first
sixth,
before buying
Jake
a house.
Mangum. Batting seventh, catcher Hunter.
Check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Batting eighth, shortstop Taylor Walls. And batting ninth, second baseman Tristan Gray. And on the mound for the Rays with a 9-5 record and ERA of 2.81, Drew Rasmussen. And now let's quickly get into the starting lineups here for the home Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, catching today for Seattle, big dumper Cal Raleigh. Batting third, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, DHing today for Seattle, Jorge Polanco. Batting fifth, playing third base, Eugenio Suarez. Batting sixth, playing right field, Dominic Canzone. Batting seventh, playing first base, Donovan Solano. Josh Naylor is day-to-day with a shoulder. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, J.P. Crawford. And batting ninth, playing second base, is Cole Young. And on the mound for the Mariners with an 8-6 record, ERA of 3.22, Luis Castillo. And let's get into the action. We're already into the action already. Slow dribbler right up the middle for Chandler. And that is one away. Nice little dribbler to first. We'll take that. And I'll have to get another photo. I don't really like that one. I had to kind of rush a little bit with everything that I had going on, making 3 thumbnails and whatnot. So I'll probably be upgrading some of the photos as we go through the broadcast. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. High and away. Castillo on the mound. Brandon Lowe in the box. Papa Don in the building. Ronald in the building. What's good, brother? How are you? TF in the building. What's good? 2-1 pitch. Fouled off. High and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Lowe. And hopefully we'll be able to get 6 solid innings out of Luis Castillo. 8-6 record with a 3.22 ERA, but it just wasn't that long ago where he was 4-5 with an ERA closer to 4. So he's played much better within the last 4 or 5 starts. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Lowe. Top of the first inning, 0-0 here early between the Rays and the Mariners. 2-2 pitch, fouled off high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Lowe. And we'll be shooting for 100 likes on the stream as well as 100 on the Dono train. Lowe in the box, Castillo on the mound. 2-2 pitch, fouled off again, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Lowe. And And I'm not really expecting a whole lot of Ks, hopefully in that, 7 to 10 is what you hope for. But again, if it ends up being a 4 to 7K kind of game with a lot of pop-ups and ground outs, you'll take it. And again, we had a very successful series against the White Sox with sweep, 3 out of 4 versus the Rangers in the previous series. And obviously we're going to be shooting for 2 out of 3. If we win the first 2, then possibly a sweep. 2-2 pitch and popped up and fouled out to right field. Dominic Canzone is there, and that is 2 away. Down goes Brandon Lowe. Next up, the best player on the team, third baseman. You saw him in the home run derby, Junior Caminero, going against big dumper Cal Raleigh. The guy is a stud. See what he can do here at his first at-bat against Luis Castillo. Ronald in the building. What's good? And now they're doing a review there out with Dominic Canzone. He kind of used the wall to try to be able to catch that baseball in foul territory. We'll see what the call is after they end up reviewing this. I'm going to try to upgrade a few of the photos here as well, since I was in a little bit of a rush. All right, Rays are challenging. So Dominic Canzone does his best Air Jordan impersonation and jumps 5 feet from the foul line into the wall, and it ends up going off of his mitt, off the wall, and then using the wall, he ends up catching the baseball. So I'm not really sure how they're going to, I would assume they're not going to reward him with an out because of that. It's overturned. They're just going to call that a foul ball. And low. Back. See ya. Wow. And just like that, after the review, after he jumped over the foul line and into the wall and used the wall to catch the baseball, then they had the review. They decided to call it back as a foul ball. Next pitch. Bang. See ya. Back. Brandon Lowe, 1-0 Rays. And again, you couldn't have asked for a worse start, for Seattle there, and again, that's what happens sometimes, when you end up getting a review. They did get the call correct, but again, Luis Castillo does have this problem where he does try to throw through the hitters, and he thinks maybe he's still in his 20s, and unfortunately, he realized he is not. 0-2 pitch, popped up, and out into center field. Julio Rodriguez is there for Junior Caminero, 2 away. Next up, right fielder Josh Lowe. And Josh and Brandon are not brothers, but Nathaniel is one of the brothers that is on the Nats. Kind of unusual to have 2 guys named Lowe on the same team and not be related, but I had to look it up before the broadcast to see if they were related or not. 1-0 Rays after a big bomb by Brandon Lowe after a review got overturned. And hopefully Castillo will give up 3 runs or less, or we're in trouble. Magic number is 5 runs and 7 to 10 hits. First pitch to Josh Lowe from Luis Castillo. Takes a strike swinging right down the middle. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away with the sinker. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Lowe. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Lowe. We're in the top of the first inning with a big solo dinger by Brandon Lowe after a review that got overturned. And hopefully we'll be able to kind of settle in and settle down after that unexpected play. And definitely they did get the right call, but unfortunate that Castillo had to throw one right down the middle next pitch and they had to go yard. But on the flip side, at least it was just a solo dinger. 1-2 pitch, fouled off Lowe and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Lowe.
What are you doing up there?
Oh, I'm just posting the number of visitors to the Homes.com network this
1-2
month.
pitch, and that is out, number 3.
Another 14,000.
Not after the damage is done, obviously here in the first inning, but again, at least it was, only a solo dinger, and then we have Randy Arozarena going against his former team here, so I expect a big series out of Randy, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll be able to get off to a good start here with him.
Homes.com, the place to find a place.
Get some photos readjusted here, make a couple swaps. All right, I think we're good now. Go to the bottom of the first inning. 1-0, Tampa Bay Ray lead with a big solo dinger by Brandon Lowe to get the game started after review. And let's see if the Mariners can get some action going here. That 391 feet by Brandon Lowe was a big one. Now let's see who's up next here for the Mariners in the bottom of the first. Leading off for the Mariners in left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, catching today for Seattle, big dumper Cal Raleigh. And batting third, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up, let's go M's. Just quick injury report on Josh Naylor. Had some shoulder soreness, which he exited the game a little bit early against the Chicago White Sox, but is day-to-day. So shouldn't be a long-term thing. Solano is playing for him tonight, but hopefully we'll be able to see him tomorrow or on Sunday. On the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays, 9-5 record, ERA of 2.81. He's a stud. Drew Rasmussen. First pitch to Randy Arozarena, takes a strike looking, low and away, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, high and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away to Randy Arozarena. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Arozarena. Bottom of the first, 1-0, Tampa Bay Rays with the early lead. Let's go, Randy. We're going to need you to set the tone. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes before the stream ends. We'll shoot for 20 within the first hour, 50 at the halfway point, and then we're shooting for 100 and 100. 100 on the dono train and 100 on the likes. Yesterday was pretty successful. We ended up getting over 200 on the like column, and hopefully we'll be able to get something similar to that in this series. And Randy Arozarena connects, and a nice single there into left field. My boy, there we go. And you knew that Randy was going to have a pretty good series. Anytime you play your former team, you're going to bring that electricity, and Randy does in his first at bat with a beautiful single into left. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. Let's see if Cal or Julio can knock him in, and we can get an early home run or an RBI. In play on the first pitch, and Raleigh fouls out to second, and that is 2 away. wow, they get the double play on Randy. Unbelievable. What was Randy doing being so far out at second base? And what a wasted opportunity there. I mean, on a pop-up, and then you end up getting a double play on a pop-up? Come on, man. What the hell is going on here? 2 away. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. And I get it. Randy's excited to play against his former team, but you got to be aware on where the ball is being hit, and that way you're not getting too far ahead of yourself at second base. And, it ends up being popped up into foul territory, and he's literally 10 feet away from, he's literally at second base when he slides in and then realizes that, it's popped up and has to run all the way back. Horrible base running by Randy Arozarena. That single ended up being for nothing. Unbelievable. I don't think I've seen that type of base running out of a player in a few years. Unacceptable. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. And let's see if Julio can make up for that base running blunder by Randy. Beautiful single to get it started, but then all for nothing. 2-2 pitch, fouled off low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Julio Rodriguez. And Drew is very solid, 9-5 record with an ERA of 2.81. So I don't expect a whole lot early, but hopefully we'll be able to get a few RBIs or home runs within the first 5 innings. Bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Tampa Bay lead. Rasmussen on the mound, Julio in the box. 2-2 pitch, and Julio flies out to center, and that is out number 3.
Yeah. Like to check your sunroof is closed first before.
All right, let's see who's up next here in the top of the second inning for the Tampa Bay Rays. Next up, for the Tampa Bay Rays, making his debut from the AAA affiliate, the Durham Bulls, center fielder Tristan Peters. Batting second in the 6th hole, center fielder Jake Mangum. And batting third, the former Dodger catcher Hunter Fiducia. Trident's up. Let's go M's. We gained 2 subs already. 52 to go now to 21,400. Anna in the building. What's good? First pitch from Castillo to Peters. Fouled it off right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away with the changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Peters. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Peters. And we're going to need Castillo to settle in. Already gave up a big solo dinger to Brandon Lowe in the first inning. And hopefully 3 runs or less that he gives up, because we really don't know who's going to be coming in at the pen. And, we need the bats to come alive, obviously, in this particular series, just like we had in the Chicago White Sox when we got the sweep. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Peters. All right, looks like we're 1 away from 30. And there we go. Now we're at 31. 29 more to go to get to that halfway point. Let's go, baby. 2-2 pitch. High and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Peters. 3-2 pitch. Big strikeout there. There we go. That's the Luis Castillo that I know. There we go, baby. Way to get that punch out. And you need to be able to settle in after giving up that early home run. Nice job by Luis Castillo. 1 away. Down goes Tristan Peters, obviously in his MLB debut from the AAA affiliate for the Tampa Bay Rays, the Durham Bulls. Batting second here in the 6th hole, center fielder Jake Mangum. First pitch is high and away to Mangum. 1-0 count. One-0 pitch in play, and Mangum grounds out to second, and that is 2 away. I got to update some of the photos here that aren't good enough for my standard on the channel, since I was a little bit rushed with making thumbnails and getting everything set up. So give me 1 sec here. And next up in the 7th hole is catcher, formerly from the Dodgers, at the trade deadline, picked up Hunter Fedosha. First pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Fedosha. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Let's go, baby. Nice job by Luis Castillo with a few punch-outs there, settling in after giving up the solo dinger to Brandon Lowe early. Nice job by Luis Castillo. Go to the bottom of the 2nd inning and see who's up next here for the Seattle Mariners. Now, normally in the cleanup spot is Josh Naylor. He exited a little bit early in the White Sox matchup, the rubber match yesterday. Got a little bit of shoulder soreness. He's day-to-day. It's not serious. So we're going to have Donovan Solano fill in today. And Donovan is in the 7th hole. But hopefully Jorge will hold down the cleanup spot until Josh Naylor is healthy. Leading off in the DH spot today, cleanup hitter Jorge Polanco. Batting second in the 5 hole, third baseman Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. And batting third today, right fielder Dominic Canzone. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Let's go, baby. We need all of the good luck charms today. Let's go, baby. And we're definitely going to need a few dingers also. Mariners typically have about 48, 49, 50% of their total runs or home runs. So we're going to have to at least hit one at the very minimum, but hopefully we can get two or more to kind of keep pace with this Tampa Bay Ray team. And it's not like the Rays are, one of the best in the MLB circles. They're 57 and 59, 25 and 29 on the road. And again, they've had some tough issues with some of their players, no longer on the team with some legal problems and whatnot. And obviously Randy is no longer there. So the team looks pretty different, from the last couple years, but still a team that could give it to the Mariners if we don't approach this the right way. First pitch from Drew Rasmussen to Jorge Polanco, low and away, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch, takes a strike swinging low and at the knees with the cutter. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rasmussen to Polo. One pitch from Rasmussen to Polo, fouls it off. Low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Polo. Bottom of the second, 1-0, Tampa Bay Ray lead. One-two pitch, and takes strike 3 looking high and inside, and that is 1 away. Nice punch out there by Drew Rasmussen. We're not haters here. Trying to bring some electricity on that side of the mound as well. 9-5 record, ERA of 2.81 coming into the matchup. Down goes Polo, 1 away. Next up, third baseman, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, Gino. First pitch to Eugenio Suarez. Low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Four-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour by Drew Rasmussen. Gino in the box. Rasmussen on the mound. One 0 pitch in play. And Suarez grounds out to the shortstop, throw to first, and that is 2 away. Next up for the Mariners in the 6th hole, right fielder Dominic Canzone. Bottom of the second inning, 1-0, Tampa Bay Ray lead. First pitch from Rasmussen to Canzone, fouls it off high and away, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. High and away, missing the strike zone with that four-seam fastball by inches. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rasmussen to Canzone. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Dominic Canzone. Let's go, Dom. We need you, baby. One-two pitch, and Canzone lined out to left, and that is out number 3. End of the second inning, 1-0 Tampa Bay. Let's see who's up next here for the Tampa Bay Rays in the top of the 3rd inning. Next up for the Rays, shortstop in the 8 hole, Taylor Walls. Batting second this inning in the 9 hole, second baseman Tristan Gray. And then back at the top of the order, DHing in the 1 hole, Chandler Simpson. Right hands up, let's go M's. First pitch from Luis Castillo to Taylor Walls. Low and at the knees with the sinker, 93 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Let's go, Luis. We need you to settle in, baby. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Walls. Top of the third inning, 1-0. Tampa Bay Ray lead with a solo dinger by Brandon Lowe in the first inning. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Walls. Let's go, Luis. You got to settle in. No more home runs. And hopefully not a whole lot of RBIs as well. 1-2 pitch. High and away. 4-seam fastball missing the strike zone by a few inches there. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Walls. 2-2 pitch. And big swing and a miss. And down goes Walls. And that is strike 3. Nice job by Luis Castillo with another punch out. Bring that electricity. La Piedra. 1 away. Next up, second baseman in the 9-hole, Tristan Gray. First pitch from Castillo to Gray. Takes a strike looking with the sinker right down the middle. 93 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Gray in the box, Castillo on the mound. Top of the third inning, 1-0, Tampa Bay Ray lead. 0-1 pitch in play. And grounds out to second, throw to first, and that is out number 2. 2 away. Next up for the Rays, leading off, DHing, which is a little unusual, but we did see the White Sox do the same thing. Chandler Simpson. First pitch from Castillo to Simpson, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away, missing the strike zone by about 8 feet there by Castillo. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Simpson. 1-1 pitch, fouled off high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Top of the third inning, 1-0, Rays lead. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. And we've been doing pretty good, 5 to 15 subs per stream yesterday. We were around that, 50 range. And the day before that, around 25 to 30. So we're definitely gaining some good momentum. Shout out to all the new subs that we've acquired recently, as well as in 2025. 1-2 pitch, fouled it off right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Simpson. Let's go, Luis. I mean, it was just a few weeks back. You were 4-5 with an ERA of 4. You're 8-6 now with a 3.22. So you've done much better. You're 4-1 in your last 5. So again, it's starting to feel like he's figuring it out. But again, with him aging, you definitely see him kind of tap into maybe his younger self and maybe being a little bit overconfident in some of his abilities throwing through hitters. He may not have the same type of velocity and location as he did early in his career. And Brandon Lowe made him pay early based on that thought. 1-2 pitch, fouled off high and away. Count still remains 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Simpson. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 4-seam fastball missing the corner there. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Simpson. Two-two pitch, fouled off again. Changeup, 86 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the third. 1-0 Tampa Bay Rays lead. Nobody on with 2 outs. Castillo on the mound, Simpson in the box. Come on, Luis. Let's go, La Piedra. We need you. And the magic number will be 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. If we hit that, we should have a good chance to compete and win. Obviously, if it ends up being a 1 to 3 run type of game, Those usually aren't the ones that favor the Mariners, but we can win that way if needed, but it's not ideal. 2-2 pitch, fouled off again. Simpson is grinding this at-bat out right down the middle with another changeup. And here's pitch number 10, 2-2, grounds out, throw to first, and that is out number 3. Good at-bat there for Simpson, wearing out Luis Castillo. 10 pitches. And again, you don't want to see too many 10 to 12 pitch at-bats. It definitely, gets that pitch count up very quick. And we may not see Castillo go very deep today if that continues. 1-0 Tampa. Now let's get into the batting order here for the Mariners in the bottom of the third. Next up for the Mariners in the 7-hole, filling in for Josh Naylor with shoulder soreness. Left the game a little bit early yesterday, but it's only day to day, so he should be hopefully good to go tomorrow or on Sunday. Josh Naylor taking his place today in the 7-hole, Donovan Solano. Batting second, ice water in his veins, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And batting third, second baseman Cole Young. It's a Cole world, baby. 1-0 Rays lead. Appreciate that, Jason. 52 more likes to be able to get to 21,400. And obviously an early lead with Brandon Lowe. Ended up having this kind of unusual play where Dominic Canzone jumped from the foul line into the wall and bobbled the ball off the wall and then caught it. And they initially called it an out, but then reversed it, which was the right call. And then the next pitch, what happens? Brandon Lowe goes yard, and it's 1-0 Rays. And sometimes that happens, but I'm happy that they got the call correct. You don't want to see the wrong calls being made. I mean, that's something that we typically see, in the box, with our favorite batters, where you're looking at the ump and saying, what the hell was that? Balls or strikes, strikes or balls. But, sometimes reviews end up getting it right, and I'm glad it did, even though it ended up being a 1-0 lead with a big home run one pitch later. First pitch from Rasmussen to Solano, low and away, 1-0 count. Let him know, Jason. 9 more to get to that halfway point. We're shooting for 100 likes and 100 on the Dono train, and then 5 to 15 subs. And if we hit that, then we'll go from 15 to 30. And if we hit that, then 30 to 50. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rasmussen to Solano. And Drew is solid. 1-1 pitch, and Solano with a single to right, and that's surprising. You're not going to be able to get too many guys that are going to rough up Drew. 9-5 record with a 2.81 ERA, one of the best on the Rays. And Donovan Solano filling in for Josh Naylor gets a hit in his first at-bat. That's solid. Great job. Next up is shortstop J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. First pitch to J.P. Crawford, fouls it off right down the middle, 0-1 count. Let's go, JP. 0-1 pitch. High and away with the 4-seam fastball by Rasmussen. 96 miles an hour. Good velocity and hit the corner, but they didn't give him the call. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rasmussen to JP Crawford. 1-1 pitch. Cutter high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Rasmussen to JP. Bottom of the third inning with a runner at first, Donovan Solano. Solo dinger by Lowe in the first inning. And hopefully we'll be able to get a few homers of our own here tonight. And it feels like this is going to be kind of a grinded out series like the White Sox. Anytime you end up playing someone that is mid or that has a bad record or, slightly under 500, it feels like the Mariners don't really give their full, effort. When you play teams like that, they kind of go through the motions as JP pops out to third, 1 away. And again, when we play the good teams, the Astros and, the Rangers and the Tigers and the Yankees and the Blue Jays, I already know we're going to bring it. But it definitely makes me nervous when we play bottom feeders or teams that are in the middle of the pack, because sometimes that swagger and energy isn't there early. Next up is Cole Young. First pitch from Rasmussen to Young. Takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rasmussen to Cole Young. Come on, Cole. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. High and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Young. We got Donovan Solano at first, and hopefully we'll be able to knock him in. Let's go. Pretty fast start in the matchup. Already in the 3rd inning. So far, pitcher's duel. Rasmussen obviously doing better than Castillo early, with Castillo giving up the early solo dinger, but definitely feels like we should be able to win 2 out of 3. But again, we're going to have to try to get the first one here today. 1-2 pitch in play and popped out the 3rd, and that is 2 away. Don't expect too much out of Rasmussen giving up home runs and RBIs early. It's going to be it's going to be rare, if that happens, but hopefully we can get it done. Next up is Randy Arozarena, who ended up having a single in his first at-bat right up the middle, but then got caught on the base pass on a pop-up, sliding into second on a hit and run, and then when he slid back into first, he was out for a double play. We cannot have that happen again. We need Randy to be efficient against his former team. First pitch, takes a strike looking, high and inside, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away with a cutter, 91 miles an hour by Rasmussen. No balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. And again, anytime you end up playing your former team, even if it's been a year or 2, you definitely are going to bring, your best effort, especially, with all those, fond memories of him on the Rays. And we know how good he was in that 2020 run. And that is out number 3. Down goes Randy Arozarena. End of the 3rd inning, 1-0 Rays. And again, Randy's going to pop up, ground out, strike out looking, strike out swinging. But, we're going to need those singles and doubles. But on top of that, we're going to need some home runs in this series from Randy. Let's go to the top of the 4th inning, 1-0 Rays. All right, we need 4 more likes to get to that halfway point. We're at 46. We have at least 60 or 70 in the room that haven't hit the like button yet. We need 3 more, half of y'all, and then we'll be able to be at 50. And again, we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. See who's up next here for the Rays in the top of the 4th inning. Leading off for the Rays with the solo dinger, first baseman Brandon Lowe. Batting second, the best player on the team, 3rd baseman, Junior Caminero. That name seems familiar. He was in the home run derby final against big dumper Cal Raleigh. And batting 3rd, right fielder, no relation to Brandon, Josh Lowe. Try to hits up. Let's go M's. Yeah, we love him here, and I know the team hasn't really been the same since he left. So, but again, not ideal with the not solid base running. I mean, you got to make sure, you're on point, and you got to understand when it's, a hit and run opportunity or not. But to get a double play off, a foul ball that didn't even go into fair territory is brutal. So we'll see how it goes here moving forward. O2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Lowe. Top of the 4th inning, 1-0, Tampa Bay lead. And Brandon Lowe had a solo dinger in the first after a review that got reversed from Dominic Canzone, and hopefully we'll be able to limit these expectations. 1-2 pitch, and Lowe pops up and flies out to right, and it stays in play, thank God. 1 away. Down goes Lowe. Nice job by Castillo there. Next up is third baseman in the 3-hole, Junior Caminero, 0 for 1. First pitch from Castillo to Caminero, and a nice, beautiful single crushed into left field. And hopefully we'll be able to get a double play to be able to end this inning and stop the bleeding a little bit. Next up in the cleanup spot, right fielder Josh Lowe. No relation to Brandon, but one of them is related to Nathaniel that's on the Nats. Is that what obviously, what it said when I looked it up. And it's not often that you get 2 guys with the same last name on the same team not related. So first pitch from Castillo to Lowe, fouls it off, high and away, 0-1 count. Lowe in the box, Castillo on the mound. 0-1 pitch, low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Lowe. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Lowe. Top of the 4th inning, runner at first with 1 out, 1-0 Rays lead. One-two pitch. And Lowe grounds out into the double play. There we go, baby. And that is out number 3. We love that. And again, anytime you can end up getting a double play early and often, it definitely will set the tone, obviously, for future defensive plays. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and we'll see who's up next here for the Seattle Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1. Catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Looking for home run number 43. Batting second, 0 for 1, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. You've been hot as of late. Keep it up. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, DHing today, Jorge Polanco. Right ends up. Let's go, Polo. Take a look at the stats of the pitchers here around the halfway point. Starting off with Luis Castillo. Castillo, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 3 Ks. And then we have 58 pitches for 45 strikes, 3.19 ERA. And let's go on the flip side with Drew Rasmussen, 9-5 record with an ERA of 2.81 coming in. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 1 K, 35 pitches, 25 strikes with a 2.73 ERA. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0, Tampa Bay Ray lead. And if you're just tuning in, Brandon Lowe homered to right center, 391 feet, making it a 1-0 lead for the Rays early in the matchup. Right hands up. Let's go, M's. First pitch from Rasmussen to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Fouls it off right down the middle, 0-1 count. Go Cal, we need you to bring that electricity, baby. And again, we'll take singles. We'll take doubles, right? We'll end up taking the occasional triple once or twice throughout the year, but we're looking for this. Try to hit up a big home run. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rasmussen to big dumper. 1-1 pitch, cutter inside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Rasmussen to Raleigh. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0, Tampa Bay lead. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. 1-0, Rays lead here early in the 4th. Two-one pitch, big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Raleigh. And Raleigh's got 26 home runs from the left side, 16 from the right. And again, the slugging percentage is slightly different, but again, he raised his batting, his batting order and overall his, OPS and his vibe. And again, to be able to raise your batting average by 100 points from last year to this year from the right side made a pretty big difference. Torpedo bat has something to do with that as well. But again, it seems like he's been on a little bit of a slump after, winning the home run derby in the All-Star break. But all it'll take is just a couple back-to-back home runs in games or hitting 2 in 1 game to kind of get him back into the mix. 3-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. Count still is full. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Raleigh. 3-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes big dumper, and that is 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. First pitch from Rasmussen to Julio. Fouls it off low and away with the cutter. 92 miles an hour. 0-1 count. Come on, Julio. We could really use a big solo dinger here. Rasmussen on the mound. Julio Rodriguez in the box. 0-1 pitch. Cutter, low and away. 90 miles an hour there by Rasmussen. 1 ball and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. One pitch. Takes a strike looking. Low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. Somebody's got to be the hero. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0, Tampa Bay lead. 1-2 pitch, and Julio crushes that in the center field, but it stays in play. 2. Next up, in the cleanup spot, DHing Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Polo. First pitch from Rasmussen to Polo, low and away. Curveball missing the strike zone by inches, 1-0 count. And it doesn't really feel like we're going to get a whole lot on Rasmussen while he's out there. So we just have to hope that we can get that pitch count up, and eventually, if it ends up being a sprint in those last 3 innings, hopefully we're close and we're not down by more than a couple runs. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Rasmussen to Jorge Polanco. 2-0 pitch, fouled off right down the middle with the cutter. 2 balls and 1 strike from Rasmussen to Jorge Polanco. The Drew has been wheeling and dealing, again, a 9-5 record with a 2.81 ERA coming into the game. So it seems like it's going to be pretty difficult to get anything on him unless we get lucky enough for a solo dinger or a 2-run jack with a pitch right down the middle that we can take advantage. But if not, by the time he exits, hopefully it's still 1-0, so that way we still have a chance to come back. If they end up getting a 3-0 lead, it might be tough. 2-1 pitch, and Polo grounds out to second, throw to first, and that is out number 3. A very quick early inning here, and innings have been going by very quick in this particular matchup. We're already in the top of the 5th, and we're down 1-0. 2 hits for the Mariners, 2 hits for the Rays, and a pitcher's duel. 1 mistake by Castillo that led to a Brandon Lowe home run in the first inning, and that's where we sit right now going into the top of the 5th. Next up, making his MLB debut, 0-for-1 with a K, AAA affiliate, the Durham Bulls, center fielder Tristan Peters. Batting second, center fielder Jake Mangum. And batting third in the 7-hole, formerly of the Dodgers, catcher Hunter Fiducia. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. All right, we're at 54, 46 more to be able to hit the goal. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes before the stream ends. We need 45 more to go. First pitch from Luis Castillo to Tristan Peters. Four-seam fastball, high and inside, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch in play, and a slow dribbler to third, or to first. Gino's got him, and 1 away. Good defense there. I see you, Eugenio Suarez. Next up, center fielder in the 6th hole, Jake Mangum. First pitch from Castillo to Mangum, fouls it off right down the middle, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, high and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Jake Mangum. Top of the 5th inning, 1-0 Tampa. 1-1 pitch, and Mangum reached on an infield single to the shortstop and is safe. Next up is catcher in the 7th hole from the Dodgers at the deadline, Hunter Fiducia. First pitch from Castillo to Fiducia, takes a strike swinging high and away, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and away with a sinker, 93 miles an hour by Castillo. 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner at first. Castillo on the mound, Hunter Fiducia in the box. 1-1 pitch. And Padusha singles to right, Mangum to second. Come on, Castillo. You got to settle in. Back to hack from Mangum and Padusha. Next up, in the 8-hole shortstop, Taylor Walls. 0 for 1 with a K. First pitch from Castillo to Walls, fouls it off. High and away, 0-1 count. Top of the 5th inning, 1-0 Rays lead. Runners at first and second with 1 out. And this is the probably the first time that we've seen the Rays starting to threaten Castillo at this point. 0-1 pitch, low and away with the sinker. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Walls. 1-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Walls. Come on, Louise. Don't give up the big RBI or the big home run. Walls in the box. Castillo on the mound. 8-6 record with a 3.22 ERA coming into the matchup. And we know how good Drew Rasmussen has been. It's going to be tough to be able to get anything on him. And obviously we haven't had too much success here early, but hopefully they'll have a meltdown in their bullpen and we'll be able to start raking from the 7th inning and beyond. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 4-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour by Luis Castillo. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. We need a double play if we can get it here desperately to get out of the inning. Slow dribbler right up the middle, and hopefully we can get that to JP or Cole Young. Top of the 5th, 1-0 Rays lead. 2-2 pitch. And Walls fouls out to third. Eugenio is there. There we go, 2 away. Good defense there by Gino. And we had Ben Williamson there at the first part of the year, but at the deadline picked up Naylor and Gino. And again, we can count on their defense there at first and third. And hopefully we see Naylor in the lineup. And that'll give us a little lift and boost that we need. 2 away. Next up in the 9-hole, 0 for 1, second baseman Tristan Gray. First pitch from Castillo to Gray, fouls it off high and inside, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, low and away with that sinker. 1 ball and 1 strike with runners at first and second and 2 outs. You don't want to get down 2-0, 3-0. It'll be a lot tougher to be able to get 3-4 runs in 3 innings, especially if Rasmussen, we'll have to take a look at the pitch count after this inning is over to see where he sits. 1-1 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Top of the 5th, 1-0 Rays lead. One pitch, and Gray flies out to center. Julio is there for out number 3. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th inning and let's get on the fucking board already. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 in the 5-hole. It's Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. Try heads up. Batting second in right field, 0 for 1. 6-hole hitter Dominic Canzone. And batting third, filling in for Naylor, who had a shoulder soreness in the White Sox game yesterday, is day-to-day, should be back hopefully tomorrow. Filling in the 7-hole, got a hit in his first at-bat, Donovan Solano. Trident's up, let's go M's. Not every game is going to start off with 3-4 home runs and Sometimes you're going to have to grind it out, especially if it ends up being a pitcher's duel, which it is so far. But I still believe that the bats can come alive, and it won't be that surprising if we end up having a final of 4-3 or 5-4 if the bullpens have a little bit of a meltdown or if the starters get roughed up before they exit. But we definitely need to try to get on the board. We were kind of just sleeping and going through the motions here in the first 4 innings. So hopefully Gino can get us going. And you definitely feel the loss of Naylor in the lineup. It just doesn't feel, like the same type of swagger and aura with him out of the lineup. So hopefully we can get Naylor back tomorrow because, again, we need him. Not only for his offense, but for his defense as well. Big facts. I think we're going to have to bust out the Mariner Moose already. It's rally time, even though we're only down by 1. Come on, baby. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. And again, we usually are getting about 5 to 15 new subs per stream, sometimes 25 to 50, depending on the matchup. Yesterday, we got 50 plus. Day before, 25 to 30. And hopefully we'll get the 5 to 15 here today. First pitch from Rasmussen to Gino. Takes a strike looking high and in the middle. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. High and inside by Eugenio Suarez. No balls and 2 strikes to Gino. Bottom of the 5th, 1-0 Tampa lead. Come on, Eugenio. We need you, baby. 0-2 pitch. High and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Eugenio Suarez. 1-2 pitch, low and away with the sweeper, missing the strike zone by about 3 feet there. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Gino. And again, Drew has been very good this year, 9-5 record, 2.81 ERA. So I'm not really shocked that the game is 1-0 or, kind of low scoring and not a whole lot of hits, RBIs, and home runs early. Thankfully for the Mariners, they're not going to have 3 pitchers in a row this good. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes Eugenio Suarez, and that is 1 away. Hopefully you'll be able to get something, Gino, in your next at-bat. We're going to need you to fill in the gaps for Naylor being out. Next up for the Mariners, right fielder in the 6 hole today, Dominic Canzone. Let's go, Dom. You were the hero yesterday with that RBI single, and we may need you to hit a home run or get some RBIs to get us back in the matchup. But luckily, we're only down 1, so we feel still confident, that we can still come back. The game will reset after the starters go out. First pitch from Rasmussen to Canzone. Fouls it off right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Canzone. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0 Rays lead. Rasmussen on the mound. Dominic Canzone in the box. Oh, 0-2 pitch. Fouled off high and inside. No balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Come on, Mariner Moose. We need all the good luck that we can get. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Dom. 0-2 pitch. Low and away with the changeup. Good eye by Dom. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0 Rays lead. And it definitely has been a pitcher's duel. Dominic Canzone had a flying attempt at a ball that hit off the wall that initially they called an out. Then they reviewed it, and obviously it came back as just, a foul ball. Next pitch, solo dinger by Brandon Lowe, and that's pretty much where we've been sitting since the first inning. Limited hits and obviously limited runs at this point. 1-2 pitch, and Canzone fouls out to third, and that is 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, one of the only individuals that hasn't hit so far for Seattle, backup first baseman Donovan Solano. Let's go, Don. You never know who might end up being an unexpected hero, and hell, it might be Donovan Solano. We'll take it. I mean, anybody that can, do something positive at this point, we'll definitely take it. First pitch from Rasmussen to Solano, four-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour, high and away, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. 1-0 Tampa lead. One pitch, sweeper low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th with a pitcher's duel. 1-0 Tampa lead. And hopefully we'll be able to get on the board sooner than later. Let's go, Maurice. We're going to need all the help that we can get, baby. Solano in the box. Drew Rasmussen on the mound, and we need Drew to exit for us to be able to get going. It's very apparent he's locked in. And again, even when we're not striking out, I mean, he's throwing it right on the corners to get guys to bait for easy pop-ups and ground-outs. And look at this, 2-1 pitch. Solano gets another hit into right field. And again, sometimes, one of your worst players at the beginning of the year can end up being an asset at the end of the year, filling in for Josh Naylor and doing a good job, 2 for 2. Who would have thought? Next up, ice water in his veins, J.P. Crawford. And we're definitely going to need J.P. to get going. First pitch from Rasmussen to J.P. takes a strike looking high and away, 0-1 count. See if we can get back-to-back hits, or if we can get an unexpected home run on Rasmussen. 0-1 pitch, in play, and Crawford grounds out into the fielder's choice into second, and that is out number 3. Man, tough, and again, it's not really necessarily, I feel like, our players. It's just Rasmussen is locked in, and every time that you end up playing a pitcher that is, one of the best on, the opposing team, sometimes you're going to get this, even with a very good lineup that Seattle has. End of the 5th inning, 1-0 Tampa. Let's see who's up next here for the Rays in the top of the 6th. Game is flying by. We're already in the 6th inning, and it's barely been an hour. Next up, 0 for 2, leading off as a DH, Chandler Simpson. I've never really understood a DH leading off. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. The White Sox did it as well. But again, if they feel that gives them the best chance to win, so be it. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI. Solo dinger to give them the 1-0 lead, Brandon Lowe. And batting third, the best player, 1 for 2, third baseman, was in the home run derby finals against big dumper Cal Raleigh, Junior Caminero. Try to ends up, let's go M's. Let's take a look at the pitch counts here for both pitchers, see where we're kind of sitting at this point. All right, for Drew Rasmussen, he's been electric. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 3 Ks, 68 pitches, 47 strikes, 2.68 ERA, but a lot of pop-up and ground outs, even though he only has 3 Ks. He's been very efficient. And then for Luis Castillo, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, the solo dinger by Brandon Lowe in the first inning, no walks as well, and 3 Ks. So not often that you're going to see both guys with no walks and 3 Ks with a 1-0 game. But again, Castillo has been pretty good, 4-1 in his last 5 starts, and 75 pitches, 55 strikes with a 3.17 ERA. And that's the lowest his ERA has been, I believe, at this point of the season. First pitch from Castillo to Chandler Simpson. 4-seam fastball, high and inside, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking low and in the zone. Sinker at 93 miles an hour by La Piedra. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Simpson. Jordan in the building, what's good? Dan in the building, what's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. And if you haven't subbed yet, please do. 1-1 pitch, and Simpson flies out to left, and that is 1 away. Still looking for our first dono on the dono train as well. Simpson flies out. That would be one away. Next up, the hero so far up to this point, besides Drew Rasmussen, Brandon Lowe. First pitch to Lowe from Castillo, fouls it off, high and away, 0-1 count. Yeah, you typically don't see games in the sixth inning after just about an hour and 10 or hour and 15 minutes. I mean, it's definitely pacing to end in maybe like 2 hours rather than 2.5 or 3, which is a typical, outing. But again, we just got to wait for these starting pitchers to go out, and we'll see what happens after that. 0-1 pitch in play, and Lowe grounds out to first, taps on the bag, and that is 2 away. And I saw that you guys got clipped by the Pirates 3-2, but hopefully you'll be able to get them back tomorrow. Next up for the Rays, Junior Caminero. First pitch to Caminero, low and away, missing the strike zone by about 5 feet there, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, low and away, slider missing the strike zone again. 2 balls and no strikes to Junior Caminero. 2-0 pitch. Pitch is high and inside. 3 balls and no strikes from Castillo to Caminero. So even though they both don't have a whole lot of Ks and, it's been, kind of, going through the motions type of game, I definitely feel it will open up after the starters go out. 3-0 pitch. Takes the strike looking high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Caminero. You led the whole game. Brutal. Was it the bullpen that blew it? Was it the closer that blew it, or was it the bullpen that blew it? I hate that as well. Three-one pitch. Back. See ya. And Junior Caminero homers to left like he's in the home run derby against Cal Raleigh in the finals. And just like that, 2-0 Tampa Bay. Way to bring the electricity, Junior Caminero. And on the flip side, yeah, it stinks that Castillo has given up 2 home runs. And, that is something that he's had a problem with this season. But at least both of them are only solo dingers. If we were down 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, it probably would be game over, especially with no Naylor in the lineup today. And we seem like we're a little flat. But remember, all it takes is one guy to have a meltdown in the pen, and you can score 1 to 5 runs in like 5 minutes. So even when things look bleak and things look dark, you can come back. But Castillo has had a problem of giving up home runs, and this day is no different. Oh my God, they gave up 2 in the 8th. Brutal. 1-1 pitch. Takes a strike swinging right down the middle to Josh Lowe, who's not related to Brandon, but they do have an individual, Nathaniel, that's on the Nats that's related to one of them. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Josh Lowe. Bullpen gave up 2 in the 8th. And in just a few weeks back, Castillo was 4-5 with an ERA of about 4, and now obviously 4-1 in his last 5 starts, but was still giving up a lot of home runs. He's 8-6 with a 3.22 coming into the game. But again, it's not someone that you really trust. He's probably I don't want to say the worst starter because he's better than Logan Evans, game in and game out, because Evans hasn't really figured out how to win on the road yet. But it's not really someone that we trust fully. With Evans and Castillo, I feel like we trust Gilbert, Wu, and Kirby more, but even those guys have fuck-ups as of late. 2-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Lowe. 2-2 pitch, and that is strike 3 right down the middle. There we go, La Piedra with another punch out there. And again, we know that these aren't going to be easy outs against Tampa Bay, even though their roster isn't great. And that is out number 3. Great job by Castillo at that point, to not give up any more. Already has given up 2 solo dingers, but again, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Rays, 2 solo dingers given up by Caminero and Lowe. And Seattle, we only got 3 hits. And I just don't know if it's just the fact that Josh Naylor is injured and has that shoulder soreness. Because again, sometimes Naylor is the guy that gets us going. And again, to not have Naylor in the lineup is definitely hurting us, not only physically, but mentally, just not having his presence out there. But hopefully, let's take a look at the pitch counts here. We need Rasmussen to fucking exit. And he's only at 68 fucking pitches. Holy hell. And then Castillo's at 91. So you may not even see Castillo anymore. We'll see. He's at 91. So normally when you're in the 90s, you're done. So, and then Rasmussen's at 60 fucking 8. So literally Rasmussen could pitch the whole game or, go 8 innings if they wanted to. I don't know if they will, but, hopefully they decide to pull him early and then we can start to get going. But so far, it's been a great game by Drew Rasmussen, a great game by Brandon Lowe, solo dinger, and a solo dinger by Junior Caminero. He was in the home run derby finals against Big Dumper, if that name seems familiar. And he's probably the most exciting player that they've had since Randy Arozarena was on the team just a few years ago, now on the Seattle Mariners. Obviously, we could talk about Wander Franco, but that's a whole nother situation. Next up here in the bottom of the 6th, 0 for 1, Cole Young. Come on, Cole. We need you, baby. Batting second, 1 for 2, left fielder Randy Arozarena. And batting third, Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. And I don't know, also, too, Randy kind of stalled the drive a little bit for us as well. He had a beautiful single to start off the game. And then, there was a hit and run situation early, and he dove into second, but it was a pop-up into first base foul territory. And then he tried to get back after sliding into, head first in his second base and then got a double play. And I feel like that was kind of the beginning of the end, of the momentum that we were trying to create. And we still haven't been able to get going yet. First pitch from Rasmussen to Cole Young. Takes a strike looking low and away. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rasmussen to Young. Sarah in the building. How are you? 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. High and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Cole Young. And again, we were hoping to get Drew out of the matchup, but with such a low pitch count, he could literally pitch, 8 innings. Hell, he might be able to go all 9, but that's not really something you see on a regular basis. Typically, even with pitchers wheeling and dealing, they normally only go 8, unless we're talking about someone that's got a no-hitter or a perfect game on the line. Then maybe those guys would be allowed to go to the 9th, but usually the 8th is the cap. But we'll see here today. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Rasmussen to Young. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. Need another sub. 51 to go to be able to hit 21,400. 2-2 pitch, and Young strikes out looking. 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, Randy Arozarena. All right, looks like we need 31 more likes to be able to hit the goal. Let's go, baby. Sarah getting us started. Appreciate you. $5 holla. We're at 5. 95 to go. In play, and Arozarena with a single to center. So we know Randy was going to bring it today and gets another base knock. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Stacks, racks with the little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. We're at 5. 95 to go to hit the goal. And let me know what you want to do for a photo. And I got you. We're at 70 likes, 30 to go. $70 likes, 30 to go to hit that goal. Let's go, baby. And after Randy with that second base knock of the night, don't be too overly aggressive on the bags. That really stalled our momentum. We need you to be able to stay on base and hopefully steal a bag and get into runner in scoring position at second. Bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Rays. Next up is Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. And Cal has been on a little bit of a cold streak, so to speak. Not on the blazing pace as he was in the first half of the season. First pitch, and fouled out to first, and that is 2 away. We need Cal to be able to work the count. And that's been something that Maybe he's just internally pressing a little bit. You know, when you hit 38 home runs in the first half of the season, there's a lot of pressure. We know that he's not going to match that in the second half and get 76 home runs. I mean, he might not even get 60, but he should be able to get somewhere between 50 and 59. Just needs to be able to get into a rhythm again and not being so pressed in the box, you know, and try to work the count a little bit more to help the team. Even if that means you're not swinging for moonshots, you're swinging for singles instead. Next up for the Mariners is Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. First pitch from Rasmussen to Julio. Low and at the knees, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, fouls it off right down the middle by J-Rod. 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner at first. Randy Arozarena with 2 outs. And luckily, we're very good with 2 outs. And even though this game has been flying by, you know, within the first 6 innings, you know, Rasmussen's been deadly for the Rays. They got 2 solo dingers by Lowe and Caminero. We haven't really been able to do a whole lot. Naylor has shoulder soreness and is not playing. So we have really everything going against us at this point. But as everyone knows in baseball, once the starter goes out, which may be, you know, we might have to wait till the 8th or 9th inning at this point, but hopefully we can have at least an inning or 2 without Rasmussen and they can have a meltdown and we can catch up. Unless we can get incredibly lucky here against Drew and we can find a way to get at least 1 and stop the bleeding. We're at 74, 26 more likes to hit the goal. 1-1 pitch in play. Julio grounds out to the shortstop, throw to first, and that is out number 3. Man, it's been brutal today. But again, you know, when you got a solid pitcher on the opposite team, this happens from time to time, no matter if you're the Mariners, the Astros, the Blue Jays, the Tigers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, Cubs, you know, Dodgers. It doesn't matter even if you have a strong lineup. Sometimes that pitcher, you know, is wheeling and dealing, and apparently that's what's happening here today. All right, I'll get you some Yadier Molina here real quick. And you already know it's kind of one of those weird type of games, especially if, you know, Donovan Solano, who's the backup to Naylor, has got 2 hits and everyone else has been struggling. So don't know what Donovan Solano ate for breakfast this morning, but obviously it's working. Now we just need everyone else to be able to catch up to him. The gold. I missed that. A fire look for Molina. Appreciate you. Top of the 7th inning, 2-0 Tampa. And if you're just tuning in, Brandon Lowe with a solo dinger in the first. Junior Caminero with a solo dinger a few minutes ago, and Drew Rasmussen with a 9-5 record, ERA of 2.81 is pitching as if his life depends on it. And again, Mariners haven't really been able to gain any rhythm just yet. First pitch from Castillo, and Peters pops up to first on the first pitch, 1 away. You think so? You know your team better than anybody. You guys are doing good so far, though. And down goes Peters, and that is 1 away. Next up, center fielder in the 6th hole, Jake Mangum. First pitch from Castillo to Mangum. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. The team, the roster is a little wild. Like when I was, updating the roster and trying to go back through like last year and the year before, there's not a lot of names that were on the team this year that were on last year even. I had to get a lot of new photos, and some of the new photos didn't really convert, so I had to do some additional ones, but definitely nowhere near, even last year's team. It's completely different, and even with that being said, you're only a couple games below 500, but tough division to be in. 0-1 pitch, bunted foul. Wow. We actually seen a bunt attempt by a team, and that's always great to see. 0-2 count. 0-2 pitch, fouled off high and away. You're not going to go for bunt attempts on back-to-back pitches there, but I respect Mangum for trying it. 0-2 pitch. And big swing and a miss. Castillo gets the punch out there on Mangum. 2 away. There we go, La Piedra. It hasn't been the most ideal start, but again, you've only given up 2 runs. They're 2 home runs, and again, you got to be able to score 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. Hard to win a game when you're at 0. Next up in the 7 hole, picked up from the Dodgers at the deadline, Hunter Fiducia. First pitch to Fiducia, fouls it off high and away, 0-1 count. And I looked for some photos of him, in a Ray uniform, but I really couldn't find any that looked good enough. And maybe after today, they'll take a few photos and we'll be able to get some here. Top of the 7th inning, 2-0 Rays. And again, not the most ideal matchup when it's a pitcher's duel. You want more, RBIs, hits, and home runs. But again, we just have to wait for Rasmussen to exit and hopefully we can get going. He's done a great job. And, we haven't had too many pitchers do this to us in 2025. But, watching him this year and, seeing his record in ERA coming in as I was getting prepared for the stream, this is kind of how I figured it would play out, at least for the first 6-7 innings. I was hoping he would already be out of the fucking game, but his pitch count is so low, with a bunch of pop-ups and ground outs, we're in a kind of a tough position here. It's going to take, I don't want to say a miracle to come back, but it's going to take a hell of a lot. 0-1 pitch, high and away, 1 ball and 1 strike to Fiducia. 1-1 pitch in play, and Fiducia flies out to right, and that is out number 3. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning. We're running out of time here, and again, if Donovan Solano is having the best game besides Randy Arozarena, something's got to give. We need to be able to get some more hits, and those are the hits of the day. We only have 4 total, 2 by Randy and 2 by Solano. That is not going to get the job done unless Randy and Solano homered, and unfortunately, that isn't the case. Next up for the Mariners, not in this inning, 0-for-2 with a K, DHing Jorge Polanco. Batting second, good vibes only, 0-for-2 with a K, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. We're going to need you, Gino. We got to get a home run, an RBI, something. Come on, baby. And batting third, 0-for-2, right fielder, Dominic Canzone. Try to ends up. Let's go M's. And look at this. Rasmussen is exiting. Clevenger is coming in. Thank God. And let's take a look to see if that was the right call. I don't think it was. So you got 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks, only 4 Ks, 79 pitches, 55 strikes. Why would you let Drew Rasmussen exit the game now? I mean, as Mariner fans, we're excited because now we have a chance. But Castillo's at 99 pitches. He won't be coming back out. But again, if Seattle comes back and wins this game, it's going to be because of that exit of Rasmussen. I don't know why they would do that at this point. But again, now at least the Mariner bats hopefully will be able to open up here a little bit. First pitch from Clevenger to Polo, high and away. 1-0 count. And maybe this will be the time where we get a fucking meltdown. I'm hoping. One 0 pitch in play. Grounds out to third. Throw to first. 1 away. First pitch from Garrett Clevenger to Eugenio Suarez. Big strike looking, high and away, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Clevenger to Gino. Bottom of the 7th, we're down by 2. And even though it feels like, we have no hope, there is a slight chance that we can come back. 1-2 pitch, and Gino grounds out to third, throw to first, and that is 2 away. Next up, the hero for the Mariners yesterday with the game-winning RBI single. He might have to be the guy that does it again, right fielder Dominic Canzone. First pitch from Clevenger to Canzone, low and away with a sweeper, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dominic Canzone. I don't think we're really afraid of anybody. We scored 35 on the Tigers in Detroit and swept them, but we know that they're a good team. The Blue Jays are extremely hot right now, but we match up to them very well. Same thing with the Astros and the Rangers. If there's a team that we don't match up great against when they're healthy on the road, I would say Yankees. That's a tough one because usually the umps are against us. At home, we can play pretty good against the Yankees, but on the road, that's probably the most difficult team to play. But that's when they're healthy and Judge is playing. If Judge is not playing and they're injured, then obviously it's not a problem. But I don't think we really have we match up with pretty much everyone really well. And if you look at our roster, through the pitching staff, the bullpen, and the 1 through 9, and the addition of Naylor and Gino, you could argue we got, arguably the best team, out of everyone in the American League. Even though our record doesn't say it, we feel that we can match up with everyone. And, we're going to be matching up against some of those teams. We just don't know who. And that is out number 3 with a slow dribbler by Dominic Canzone. And then obviously on the flip side in the National League, right, you got Phillies and you got the Mets and you got the Cubs and the Brewers and then you got the Dodgers and the Padres. So they got a few teams over there battling it out for position as well. And, it's kind of up for grabs, on both sides, even though, Dodgers are normally going to be heavily favored, but you never know. Padres, Brewers, Cubs, Phillies, Mets, if they get hot, anything is possible. It's not just a guaranteed Dodgers in the World Series in the National League every year. And obviously we know the Yankees made it last year and they're nowhere near as good without Juan Soto. Pitching has been a little shaky this year and you've had an Aaron Judge injury. So we'll see where it goes, but it definitely feels like it's up for grabs for the Mariners. So yeah, if they can't get healthy, Boston might be able to take their spot, possibly in the wild card. That's true. But again, we still got, 45, 50 games left. And so, if Aaron plays and he's healthy, that definitely keeps them in every game that they're in most of the time, unless the pitching is absolutely terrible. Top of the 8th, 2-0 Rays. And let's see who's up next here for Tampa. Next up for the Rays, 0 for 2 with a K, shortstop Taylor Walls. Batting second baseman in the 9-hole, Tristan Gray. And back at the top of the order, DHing Chandler Simpson. Not really sure why they have leadoff hitters DHing, but, the White Sox did the same thing and it didn't work for them. So we'll see if it works for Tampa. But they do have a 2-run lead, so they can't complain. And then we gained another sub. Appreciate that. We have 50 to go to be able to hit 21,400. Shout out to all the new subs that we've acquired today, as well as in 2025. Typically 5 to 15 a day. We've gained about 80 in the last 2 days in that White Sox series. We're at 5 on the dono train, and then we need a few more likes to be able to get to the goal, to get to 100. Not really sure where we're at right now, but hopefully we'll get there. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. We have at least half of the people in the room that haven't done it yet. We're at 79. So if we can get 21 people out of the 60 that haven't done it yet, we'll be there. Now we're at 80. We need 20 more, and we'll hit the goal. Let's go, baby. 80 likes, 20 to go. .1-0 pitch, in play, and Wells grounds out, throw to first, and that is 1 away. And they're bringing in Carlos Vargas, which is our worst player on the team, not named Dylan Moore. So with that being said, this could go from 2-0 to 3-0 to 4-0 to 5-0 in a heartbeat. And again, the guy is not a very good controlled pitcher. He's very wild. And, if I was managing this team, I wouldn't even have him on the roster. As you see, one of those pitches go behind the hitter, and he is terrible. First pitch in play, grounds out to the shortstop for Gray. Throw to first, 2 away. And really the only way that you can get out with Vargas is if they swing at a terrible pitch, and then we can get a pop-up or a ground out, and luckily we're able to get the first 2 batters out that way. He's not going to punch out very many guys. He's too wild. And I'm kind of shocked that we already have 2 outs already. Next up, back at the top of the order, DHing Chandler Simpson. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike from Vargas to Simpson. I'd be worrying about the Blue Jays as well. So, again, just a few games ago, they broke a record of 125 hits, or something crazy like that. And when you end up getting teams that end up doing crazy things, or 60 plus hits in 3 games. They ended up breaking a few records a few days ago. So, if you can end up, mashing and, getting 21 hits per game for 3 games in a row, there's not too many teams that can do that. And obviously Springer is a big part of that, as well as Bo Bichette and Vlad Jr. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike from Vargas to Simpson. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees, 2 balls and 1 strike from Vargas to Simpson. We're going to need a fucking meltdown to come back. And again, it's been, a couple hits for Randy, a couple hits for Donovan Solano, and everyone else, has been pretty quiet, and no Josh Naylor. And again, it shows you how important Naylor is to this team at first base, offensively and defensively. 2-1 pitch, fouled off, right down the middle, 2 balls and 2 strikes from Vargas to Simpson. All right, looks like we're at 86 likes. Thank you so much. We need 14 more. 14 out of 50 people. And if we can get 14 out of 50 people, we'll hit the goal before the stream ends. Top of the 8th, 2-0 Rays lead. Drew Rasmussen pitching a gem, but they had him exit early. And home runs by Brandon Lowe and Junior Caminero have given them the 2-0 lead. And it's not like Castillo was terrible. He does have a tendency of giving up home runs. And, if they were 2-run jacks or 3-run bombs and we were down 4-0 or 5-0, it's probably game over. So at least they were only solo dingers. But again, when you end up having a player like Vargas entering the matchup, you don't feel confident whatsoever. Worst player on the team, hands down, besides Dylan Moore. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Vargas to Simpson. 2-2 pitch, and Simpson grounds out to first, caps on the bag, and somehow, by a fucking miracle, our worst pitcher on the team doesn't give up a run. And again, there's been situations when we've been up 3-1 in the 9th or the 8th, and he's given up 3 runs, and we've lost 4-3. And that's happened a couple times this year. So to see a guy that stinks like Vargas give up nothing, I don't even know what to say. I'm almost speechless. Again, hopefully these are things to come for him in the future, but not something that typically happens on the regular. All right, let's see if Donovan Solano could be the hero. I mean, he's already 2 for 2 with Randy Arozarena, but again, we only have 4 hits total. 2 by Solano, 2 by Randy. Fucking unacceptable. But maybe Donovan can go for a home run and go 3 for 3. JP can hand him the trident, and we can tie this game up at some point, but we're running out of time. Solano, Crawford, and Young are up next. Batting second, 0 for 2, JP Crawford. Ice water in your veins. Come on, JP. We're going to need a big hit, RBI, or home run. And same thing goes for 0 for 2 with a K, Cole Young. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And we're a very good team with 2 outs. We're a very good team in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And Jax is coming in. Here we go. Here's our time to shine. Yeah, Jax is coming in. We'll see. Sometimes Jax will be good. Sometimes Jax will be bad. But again, Jax has got a 4.47 ERA, which is double of Rasmussen and Clevenger. So, with that being said, I've seen Jax, kind of like Vargas. I've seen him fuck up, but I've also seen him, make some pretty good plays. So we'll see where this goes. Bottom of the 8th, we're down 2-0. Could the game end 2-0? Of course, but I'm hoping that we get a few guys on Seattle that'll bring that energy and swagger, and obviously not having Naylor in the lineup has hurt us. We're at 5 on the dono train, 95 to go, and I think we need about 10 to 15 likes to hit the goal. So if you haven't hit that like button yet, please do. First pitch from Jack to Solano, takes a strike looking, low and away, 0-1 count. And Solano is one of 2 players that has 2 hits today, and that is it. 4 total ain't going to get the job done unless they're home runs. Let's go, Solano. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the 8th, 2-0, Tampa lead. And we need to win 2 out of 3. But obviously that may not happen if we don't win game 1. Griffin Jacks on the mound, 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. And Solano doesn't get a hit. And that next at bat, 1 away. Next up is shortstop JP Crawford. Come on, baby. Who wants to be a hero here? We need a rally by JP Cole Young. And then back at the top of the order with Randy Arozarena going against his former team. And you knew Randy was going to have a good series, but I didn't anticipate everyone else kind of shitting the bed. Besides Solano with 2 hits today. First pitch from Jax to Crawford. Low and at the knees, 1-0 count. And again, I don't really worry when we play good teams. I worry when we play teams like this and like the White Sox. When we play teams that are average, a couple games below 500, or teams that are bad, we don't play up to the competition. We play down. And when you play down to the competition, shit like this happens. And when we play the Astros and the Rangers and the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Blue Jays and the Tigers and the Dodgers and the Padres and the Cubs and the Brewers, we're going to play and we're going to bring our A game even if we lose. But when we play these teams like this, it really makes me nervous. We play down to the competition all the time. 1-1 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Jax to Crawford. Come on, JP. I need that swagger. I need that energy. Ice water in your veins. Give me some of that electricity, baby. 2-1 pitch. And there we go, baby. A nice single by JP. Thank God. There we go. Way to bring the electricity, JP. That's my boy. There we go. Better late than never. And now we got a runner at first with 1 out. Hopefully he can steal second and not get thrown out, and we can get a runner in scoring position. Next up is Cole Young. And if there was ever a moment we needed Cole to overachieve and hit a home run, it might be right here to tie it up 2-2. Because if we end up tying it up here in the 8th, we are going to win based off momentum more than likely. But that's a big ask and a big if. First pitch, high and away. 1-0 count from Jax to Young. Come on, Cole. Cole has won us a few games with RBI singles as a rookie, coming from the Tacoma Rainiers, the AAA affiliate. So he's definitely been growing, into this MLB game, and still a little bit of a transition going from a AAA player to a regular, everyday MLB player. But again, he's been doing pretty damn well. 1-0 pitch, fouls it off, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Jax to Young. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike from Jax to Young. And Pickle, you know it too. It's not just the Mariners. A lot of teams, good or bad, deal with the same type of problem, playing down to the competition, because all it takes is like that early home run that they got from Lowe, and you just don't recover for whatever reason. And again, it's something that kind of makes me sick to my stomach, but again, it's something that every team kind of deals with. It's like you kind of take the team for granted. You think that you're going to sweep them. You think you're going to win 2 out of 3. You think it's going to be easy. And they say, no, we're going to give you a good effort today. And if they get an early RBI or home run, sometimes that's all they need to win. And you just don't fucking recover, especially if they have good pitching like they have with Rasmussen today. 2-1 pitch, takes a strike swinging, low and in the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Jax to Young. 2-2 pitch, and Young with a single. Here we go. There we go. Exactly what we needed. We haven't had back-to-back hits all day, and there it is. Let's go. Let's go. And now we got the guy that we want up. playing against his former team, Randy Arozarena. I don't even need you to homer, my guy. Just get a hit or an RBI. And again, letting Rasmussen exit early was a mistake. He could have pitched 8-9 innings, and they decided to pull him early, and that was their problem. First pitch from Jax to Arozarena. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. Come on, Randy. 0-1 pitch, fouled off low and at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes from Jax to Arozarena. And Randy had a nice single to start the game, and then the next batter, he ended up having a, kind of a run and gun, type of play, and then he slid headfirst into second off a pop-up in foul territory, and then when he went back to first, it was a double play. And as soon as that play happened, all good vibes ended, and again, it killed the momentum that we had early. And again, that's unacceptable to be able to get a double play on a pop-up, in foul territory when you're already at second base on kind of a run and gun type of play. Ridiculous. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Jax to Arozarena, and nothing hurts more when you get momentum with a hit and then it gets immediately taken away off shitty base running. And apparently that's been a problem with the Mariners in 2025 a little bit lately. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Jax to Arozarena. Come on, Randy. You're playing against your former team. You already got a couple hits today, but we need a big one here. Bring that electricity, Randy Arozarena. He had an amazing run in 2020 on that playoff run with the Rays, and I know Tampa fans miss him. 2-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Jax to Arozarena. Yeah, we need that Kenny Powers treatment, baby. Trident's up. Runners at first and second, and this is the best chance that we've had to score all day. 2-2 pitch, fouled off high and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runners at first and second, and 1 out. And, going into this inning, we only had 4 hits. 2 by Solano, out of all people, and 2 by Randy. But the first one, it was for nothing because he got thrown out on a double play, being too overly aggressive on the base paths. But hopefully he'll make up for it at this at-bat. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. I don't expect him to hit a 3-run bomb, but it would be great if he did. Chris in the building, what's good? Even Griffey's bat flew out. In play and popped out to first, and that is 2 away. Even Griffey's bat couldn't contain the excitement. Let's go. All right, I guess it's going to have to be Cal Raleigh then. Come on, Cal. We need you, baby. If there was ever a time we needed home run number 43, it's right now. Come on, Big Dumper. Trident's up. We need you. And we need you to work the count. First pitch from Jax to Big Dumper. High and away, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, low and away with the changeup. 2 balls and no strikes to Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. We're down 2-0. We have runners at first and second. We're running out of time, and we got a great home run hitter that could make the difference in one swing. It'd be really sweet if we could get that 3-run bomb, but it may end up being a walk instead. But we just need to be able to get 1 on the board. Obviously, if we can get a 3-run blast to take the lead, that's the best case scenario. But here we go. 2-0 pitch. Back. See ya! Cal Raleigh does it, baby. 417 feet, and the Mariners take the lead. Are you fucking kidding me? Let's fucking go. You ask for a home run, you get a home run. Wow. 3-2 Mariners. Bring the electricity. Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Wow. MVP. And just like that, Cal Raleigh with 1 swing may have just won the game for us. Unfucking-believable. And that's why you don't bring in Jax and you keep Rasmussen in the game. This is a game 100%, right? 100% that this team, the Tampa Bay Rays, should have won. And that is the 43rd home run of the season. And in a crucial time, Big Dumper, you the man. Let's see if Julio can do it again as well. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez, high and inside, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch in play. Julio grounds out to second, throw to first, and that is the end of the 8th inning. And again, clutch players do clutch things. And again, he's been on a little bit of a slump, after the home run derby win, right? He's gotten a few home runs, but he's not at that crazy pace that we saw with 38 in the first half. But again, better late than never. And again, against Jacks, we get it done. Unfucking believable. Let's fucking go. And again, no matter how bad or bleak it looks when we're getting our ass kicked, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, never, ever give up on this team until the game is over. Because you just never know. With one swing, things could happen. But shout out to JP and Cole Young for getting on base. You got to think, going into that inning, we only had 4 hits. 2 by Solano, 2 by Randy, right? So for JP and Cole to get hits and then Cal to get the homer, let's go, baby. Let's go. Unbelievable. $20 dono by Monkey Kung Fu. Appreciate all your support to the channel. You're the man. Stacks, racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. We're at 25, 75 to go to hit the goal. Let's go. Unbelievable. But again, if they would have kept Rasmussen in the game, right, that wouldn't have happened. Rasmussen's pitch count was so low, that we could have had him pitch 8 innings or 9 innings and we wouldn't have come back. Rasmussen was wheeling and dealing. Drew was great. And thankfully, they ended up making a couple changes that ended up favoring the Mariners. And like I said, going from Rasmussen to Clevenger to Jacks, that was a mistake. And again, you ended up pulling Rasmussen, right, with 79 pitches. Why would you do that with a 2-0 lead when you've only given up 4 hits and no home runs? Make it make sense, Tampa Bay. But I'm glad they did, because otherwise we would have lost, and now we're in prime position to win. Reflect in the building with the 20. Great to see you, man. I know you've been really busy with family and other side jobs, but it's always good to be able to see you, and I always appreciate the love and the support to the channel. $20 holla. Big dumper, Trident's up. Bang, bang. Let's go. We're at 45, 55 to go to hit the goal. Yeah, but since Judge had the injury, if there was ever a year, for someone to win other than Judge and Ohtani, right, it's definitely Cal this year. It's not only, the home runs, but you have to think he's doing things that no catcher ever has done. So depending on where he finishes, 50 to 60 home runs, that alone, even with the politics in baseball, that alone should get him, the MVP for the American League for this season. And it's not like Cal's going to win it, every single year. We know the front runners are always going to be Judge and Ohtani if they're healthy, because they're the 2 greatest players in this generation. But again, you want to make sure you're giving love, to someone like Cal. It's like you're not seeing Buster Posey, Pudge Rodriguez, Mike Piazza, Johnny Bench, Yogi Berra. You didn't see guys like that do what he's doing. So, we'll see how it goes. But we got Matt Brash in the game against Lowe, and hopefully we can end up finding a way here. First pitch from Brash to Lowe. Lowe and at the knees, 1-0 count. Eli with a 20. Let's go, baby. 35 to the goal. Appreciate you. Stacks, racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. We're at 65, 35 to go. And I don't know what we're at on the likes, but if someone is in the room that can let me know where we're at, hopefully we're at 100 by now, especially with 214 in the room. We only needed like 15 a little while ago, and Captain's in the building there. It says we're at 100. Good shit. Good to see you, Captain. All day was busy today, apparently, so I haven't had a lead mod, so I've had to kind of do it myself, but I don't really like to go over that repetition over and over. But 3-1 pitch, incoming here from Brash to Lowe. 3-1 pitch, takes a strike, looking right down the middle. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Brash to Lowe. And do we deserve to win this game? No, we don't. But again, if you're going to end up making a bad decision and giving us a chance, Mariners are going to capitalize. 3-2 pitch, and Lowe strikes out looking. Great job by Matt Brash. And again, this is the good Brash, not the bad. We threw up the moose in like the 4th or 5th inning, and apparently that worked. Let's go. And down goes Brandon Lowe. who ended up having that solo dinger early. Dominic Canzone jumped on the foul line and ended up having a baseball hit the mat, and he caught it. Initially, they called out and then reviewed it, made the correct call and overturned it. And then the next pitch, Lowe hit a homer. So, we've been down, with a homer at 1-0. Then Junior Caminero had another homer. Rasmussen was wheeling and dealing. He only had 4 hits prior to that inning, 2 by Donovan Solano, 2 by Randy. And again, Cal Raleigh coming up big with JP and Cole with singles to make this happen. Next up is Junior Caminero. And if that name seems familiar, he was in the finals in the home run derby against this guy who just hit home run number 43, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. First pitch to Brash to Caminero, low and away with the slider, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, low and away with the slider again, 87 miles an hour, 2 balls and no strikes from Brash to Caminero. 2-0 pitch, high and away with the sinker, 95 miles an hour by Brash, 3 balls and no strikes to Junior Caminero, who already has a home run earlier in this game. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and inside. That's a bad call. That should be ball 4, but for whatever reason, they gave him the call. 3 balls and 1 strike from Brash to Caminero. 3-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Brash to Junior Caminero. Mariners with a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 9th, and we're 2 outs away from one of the biggest comeback victories for the Mariners this year, especially with only 4 hits. And Naylor had a shoulder soreness. That's why he left the game a little bit early against the White Sox yesterday. He's day-to-day, and hopefully he plays tomorrow or Sunday. We definitely missed his bat as well as his defense at first today, but Solano did get 2 hits, which is a little surprising. So again, you never know who could be that hero. 3-2 pitch, and big swing and a miss. And this is the good fucking Brash. I love it, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Brash wheeling and dealing, bringing that electricity. He's been a little shaky his last 2 starts. Not shaky today. 2 away. And now we're down to our last out with this big comeback. And again, only 2 hours. Normally games are about 2 hours and 30 minutes or 3 hours, but this one has flew by. First pitch from Brash to Lowe. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike from Brash to Lowe. And it was just lucky enough that Cal was in the right batting order at that time, and again, he hasn't really had that freakish pace with the 38 home runs in the first half of the season. He's been kind of methodical, and it hasn't really been as flashy as the first half of the season. But, if he can homer in a couple back-to-back games or hit 2 home runs in 1 game, that could be something that kind of sparks him, to be able to get to that 50 to 59 number. Obviously, the record is 48 by Salvador Perez, and he's at 43. So we know he's going to break the record, but by how many? Hopefully he can get to at least 58, so he's like 10 over. 1-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Brash to Lowe. We're 1 strike away from victory, baby. But again, the main reason that the Rays lost this game is they pulled Rasmussen too early. He's an amazing pitcher. And again, I have no idea why a 9-5 pitcher with a 2.81 ERA that had a low pitch count that could have pitched 8 or 9 innings, and you pulled him early. And again, Clevenger and Jax fucked up, and we made him pay. 1-2 pitch, high and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brash to Lowe. And I can get some photos for the people that donated here after the stream ends. Shout out to Monkey, Reflect, and Eli with 20s apiece, and Sarah with the 5er. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Brash to Lowe. Three-two pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. 3-2 Mariner lead. 3-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and that is out number 3, and that is the game. Wow. And again, you never know how a typical game is going to go, right? And again, we're down 2-0 literally the whole game, right? And, they had a home run in the first inning by Brandon Lowe off a play that got challenged by Dominic Canzone hitting a catch off the wall as assistance, and then they reversed the call, which is the correct call, right? So we were down 1-0. Then in the sixth, Junior Caminero in the 3-hole hit a solo dinger. So Castillo gave up 2. And then lo and behold, in the 8th inning, right, JP Crawford gets a single, after not getting a hit. Cole Young gets a single, right? Then Randy gets out, and then we get to Cal Raleigh, and Cal Raleigh does Cal Raleigh things. It's a 3-run blast, and just with a blink of an eye, the Rays should have won this game, and we found a way to steal it. Unbelievable. Carlos Vargas came in and did a great job as well. And again, that's not something that I'm going to say that often. Flying Monk in the building, what's good? Sarah in the building, what's good? Let's go. And this one's got to make you sick to your stomach if you are a Tampa Bay Ray fan. Final score, Seattle Mariners 3, Tampa Bay Rays 2. And this is probably, one of the very few games where we did not deserve to win this game. But thankfully, we found ways to rally late with, late hits by JP, Cole, and a big dumper, obviously big home run there in the 8th inning to give us the victory. And again, that's not going to happen, every single time, but that one felt really, really good. Eli with another 35er to have us hit goal. Thank you so much, man. Stacks, racks with a little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. And we were at 0 for the first half of the game. Then Sarah came in around the 5th, 6th, 7th inning and hit us with a 5er. And I appreciate everyone coming in late. Monkey, Reflect, Eli, and Eli to help us get to the goal. Just like the Mariners, we may start off a little slow with the likes and the donos and the subs. But if you're patient and, good things, come to people who wait that are patient, then you can end up getting the support like this. Thank you so much. Flying Monk getting in on the action as well. $5 holla. Thank you so much. Stacks, racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. And again, this one feels a little odd, because again, I don't, it's like celebrating something you don't really feel that you should, and again, it's like, we were getting our ass kicked pretty much the whole game, but not by a lot. It was in range. We were only down 1-0 and 2-0. But again, when you only have 4 hits, 2 by Solano and 2 by Randy, in the beginning of the game, Randy got a single up the middle, and then the next batter, ended up having a pop-up in foul territory. And for whatever reason, he was trying to run and gun, early. Right. And then he ended up sliding into second and then saw that the ball got caught in foul territory right by first base and tried to run back. And it turned into a double play. And when you can get a base hit against your former team and then you end up getting an out in such a silly way, all the Uncle Mo that we had absolutely disappeared. And it really took a lot of guts and effort to win this without Naylor. And we found a way to get it done. And thankfully, Cal Raleigh got the job done. Unbelievable. Let's go. Anything I can do photo-wise for the people that donated. We got Sarah on her dono to get the stream started, which I really do appreciate. But thank you to Monkey Kung Fu, Reflect, Eli again, and Flying Monk. So out of the rest of you, if there's anything that you guys want to see for photos, let me know. And I got you. Wow. And if there was ever a moment that we needed, Cal or Julio to homer in a clutch situation, and it shows you, we're very, very good in the 7th and 8th and 9th inning. We're very, very good with 2 outs. And we're very, very good in 2025. This is the best team that we've had since 2001. We're not going to get to 116 wins, nowhere near that. But if you're looking at the roster and the belief of this team, we feel like we can match up and beat anyone, even when we end up playing down to the competition. I don't worry about the Astros, the Rangers, the Blue Jays, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Tigers, the Cubs, the Brewers, the Mets, the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants. I don't worry about those teams. I worry about teams like this, because when you play teams that are just under 500 or they're, kind of bottom feeders like the White Sox ended up averaging 6 runs a game, and they were one of the best teams after the All-Star break. But with that being said, we have this problem with playing down to the competition and being a little too overconfident, thinking that it's going to be easy breezy, when we play these teams. And if they hit you with a home run or an RBI early, sometimes that's all it takes to win. But thankfully, Cal Raleigh, Cole Young, JP Crawford got the job done. And really, this one is on the manager of the Rays. You pulled your pitcher too early. Rasmussen could have pitched the whole game. I mean, it's just wild that they would do that. And as soon as they did that, I knew that we had a chance. But again, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 Ks, no walks. He was at 79 pitches. Why would you have a guy exit that's got a 2.65 ERA with an incredible record coming into the game of 9-5? Why? I don't know. But again, I'm happy that they made that mistake and the Mariners capitalized. And it shows you on any given moment, one swing can change the outcome of a game. And thankful that we have the best catcher in the game, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. You the fucking man. Trident's up. And I got the Cal Raleigh jersey on today too, for good luck. So maybe that had something to do with it as well. Let's go. I mean, going into yesterday, we were only like 1.5, but they won today. So we're still going to be in that like 1.5, half game behind, but it just feels right in a matter of time, in like maybe a week or two, we should be a few games above them, depending on how they do. And we can't really worry about, what the Astros and the Rangers do. We just got to be able to put our head down and get the job done. But this is probably, one of the more satisfying wins because it, wasn't something that we deserved. Naylor was out of the lineup. Everyone was 0 for 2, 0 for 3. We had 2 hits by Solano, 2 by Randy. One of the hits was for nothing because he got caught on a base pass being dumb, and then all of a sudden in the 8th inning, JP, Cole Young, and Cal decided to be heroes. And it makes you feel so grateful that we have the players that we have on this team. And we don't deserve this win, but we'll take it. Awesome. Let's go, baby. We hit 125. Awesome, man. And I didn't have, you or all day. So I didn't want to kind of harp on the, the likes and the donos and the subs too much. Just a little bit here and there, when I don't have a lead mod, so that way we can still kind of keep the focus and try to get the likes up throughout the stream instead of people just watching. But, to be able to hit the dono goal, the like goal, and get the subs, which we're normally doing 5 to 15 a day. The last 2 days in the White Sox series, we got like 80, 85. So again, depending on how the games go, you never know when you're going to get that big spike. So this one definitely feels really, really good. But again, if you just had better, coaching, better management skills by the Rays, by not, bringing in Clevenger and Jax, more than likely they would have won this game. So this one feels really, really good. So right now we're 63 and 53. Let's take a quick peek here. I don't know if that's updated based on today's game or not. Let me take a quick peek here. 57 and 59, but I don't know if that was, let's see, let me look at the updated standings here. All right, so now we are, 10 games up. That is updated. So we're 63 and 53. This is the first time that we've been 10 games above 500 all year. At the beginning of the year when we, 64 and 53, is that the new updated one? On MLB.com, it has 63 and 53, but I think that was our record coming into the game. So 64 and 53 is our record there. Okay. And then, we're only, one game back since the Astros won. And then, what are they? 57 and 60 for the Rays. So 57 and 59 coming into the game. So, 11 games up, and again, we were only 9 games up. When we were on a 9 consecutive series win streak, we peaked at only 9. So to be 11 games up, 10 games up at this game and we won, pretty cool. And again, if we keep catching fire, there's a chance, at some point we're going to be 15 games up. I don't know if we're good enough, to get on a hot streak with only 45, 50 games left, to be 20 games up, to be like the fucking Blue Jays, and it's something like that. But you never know. All it takes is a few sweeps, a few games winning 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, and then having the Astros kind of hit a wall. Anything is possible. But again, it feels good, with the Naylor and the Gino, even though those guys haven't really, found, their full rhythm just yet. But 43 home runs by Cal, 37 from Judge, 31 from Junior Caminero. Those are the American League home run leaders. Pretty big gap there. And, 1.5, right? Yeah, we're getting closer and closer. 11 games up. Awesome. Kyle Seager, I got you. Good choice. One of my favorite players on the team that obviously is no longer on the team. And great job by Brash as well, to get the job done there. Who's been a little bit shaky. Everyone's been shaky. Brash, Bizzardo, Spire, Mooney. So it just feels good when you can just put it all together and it works. The Tampa Bay Rays announcers are like losing their minds. They can't believe that they lost that game. But again, I imagine every Ray fan, either you knew it was coming, right? Or, it ended up, coming out of nowhere. But again, at any given moment, we can find a way. Yeah, big save. But you know what's more impressive than Brash actually playing up to his potential? Carlos Vargas coming into the game and not fucking it up, and actually getting 3 outs. I mean, he's not going to get strikeouts, but if they're going to chase and they're going to get ground balls and pop-ups and play to the Mariners' advantage of Vargas not being a good pitcher, that was real critical because we've seen Vargas come into the game when we've had a 3-1 lead, give up 3 runs, and we've lost 4-3, either in the 8th or the 9th. So it was kind of nice to be able to see not only Brash do well, but for a guy that normally sucks, our worst player on the team besides Dylan Moore, Carlos Vargas, get 3 outs and not give up a run. That was another part of us coming back and winning. That's big facts. Anything else I can get photo-wise for anyone that's still in the room? Let me know. Shout out to Sarah, Monkey Kung Fu, Reflect, Eli, and Flying Monk. Anything else I can get photo-wise, let me know. And then let's take a quick preview into tomorrow's matchup. Man, what a crazy comeback. Great way to finish off your Friday night, let me tell you. All right, so tomorrow we have the late game and MLB Network, global broadcast. 64 and 53 Mariners, 57 and 60 Rays. And we got Logan Evans, but at home, going against Joe Boyle, who's 1-1 with a 2.30. So if Logan Evans was on the road, we probably would lose. But Logan Evans at home, he's good. 5-4 record, and all the wins are at home. All the losses are on the road. So 4.30 ERA. So we just got to hope Logan gives up 3 runs or less, and we have to probably score 5 tomorrow to win. And hopefully Naylor will be back in the lineup to give us a little bit of a lift and a little bit of a bump in the lineup, not only at first base defensively. And again, big victory. And hopefully we can win 2 out of 3, or maybe, we can get the sweep, but we'll find out. Let's take a look at some of the scores here in the NFL. So we had Ravens 24, Colts 16 yesterday. Eagles 34, Bengals 27, and then Raiders and Seahawks tied at 23 with a missed field goal as time expired by the Raiders. So you get a tie there. So I don't know if Hawk fans are, they probably wanted to win, but again, tie is a tie. It's preseason. And then you had Lions winning 17-10 over the Falcons today. Browns whooping on the Panthers 30-10, and then the Patriots beat the Commanders 48-18. But you ain't going to see that in the regular season. So. All right, and then Saturday's got a big slate. I'm going to be watching my Bucks at 4:30, and they're going to play the Titans, and hopefully we'll be able to get that dub. But lots of preseason action, and we're getting closer and closer to college football and the NFL. But I'm definitely locked in with the Mariners, and this one feels really, really good. So I feel that I think we're all set. Anything else? It doesn't look like. I think most of the individuals have already dipped out. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Let's take a quick peek to see what we're at on the likes and on the subs before I go. So what did we end up hitting? We ended up hitting 128. So we need 2 more likes to get to 130, and usually we'll have a few people that do it as we leave. Now we're at 129, which is great. And then let's take a look to see where we're at on the sub count as well. And we gained a few there. 6 more, so a gain about 10. And now we need 44 subs to get to 21,400. So shout out to all the new subs that we have acquired, all 10 today and all 80 within the previous 2 days. So 90 in 3 days. Shout out to all the people that came through to show love with the donos there late. I appreciate it very, very much. I mean, we were at 0 for half the matchup. Sarah got us started with a 5er. Shout out to Sarah, Monkey Kung Fu with a 20, Reflect with a 20, and then Eli coming through with a 20 and a 35 and a Monkey Kung Fu with a 5er there late. Appreciate you guys very, very much. And again, thanks for Captain coming through late. And we'll hopefully see all day tomorrow to help out with some of the mod duties as well. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Final score, Seattle Mariners 3, Tampa Bay Rays 2. And when the Mariners win, what do? We fucking dance. Mariners win. Mariners win. Mariners win. Fuck yeah. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Final score, Mariners 3, Tampa Bay Rays 2. And I got one question for you. Well, you know, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, will be live tomorrow. Same time, same place, 6:40 Pacific. And I'm out. Tridents up. Go Mariners.